Hello, BookTube, and welcome to the channel. I'm the Becky half of the Bookish Bryans, as I hope you know. I've been trying to decide how to go about doing this video. Because yeah, I think you understand why. But I figure I'll go ahead and get the rough part out of the way, and then move on to the point. The reason behind this video, you'll notice, is just me. And for those of you who don't know, it's because we lost Scott last year. He died in June of a massive heart attack following an acute stroke. So yeah, it's just going to be me from here on out. You'll notice I'm in a different room. I'm in my father's, I guess this is a study. He has a study, right? Enjoy. Look at all those books. How crazy is that? He's got a great wall of books. Like all over here is the D&D stuff, and over here there's a lot of games and historical books and stuff. Like he's a comic nut. He and Scott got along real well. So the reason for this video, it's April 15th. Which means April have 30 days? Yes, April has 30 days, which means in 15 more days, it is May, which means it is Horror Mayhem. This was one of Scott's very, very, very favorite events that we ever came up with. The other is New World's November. And about a month ago, I started getting a lot of Voxer notifications. It's a chat app, and I noticed that everybody was talking about Horror Mayhem, and they were talking about what they're going to do this year. And I'm like, I can't let it go this year. I haven't been back on YouTube in 10 months. It's been the worst year of my life. It really has. So I've spent all that time getting moved and getting a life together that doesn't have Scott in it, and I'm just now getting back onto an even keel, I think. So I think this is a good way to bring it back. So this is my announcement. I'm going to be hosting Horror Mayhem along with 15 other co-hosts. And I think it's going to be a really good year. And the overall theme is darn it, Decades of Dread. And I really like the idea. In the past, we've done a different theme every week. You know, and you have a different type of story. You have a gothic reads one week, and then you have haunted house reads next week. But this year, the hosts have come up with something different. They came up with the idea of Decades of Dread, in which you try to read. Remember, it's novellas and short stories, anything under 250 pages. You try to read something from different decades. Some sort of horror from different decades, which I'm excited about. It means I'm going to break out my it's right here. I'm going to break out my Algernon Blackwood book and read me some of those short stories, because they're so good. I might reread The Kit Bag or In the Rushes, because those are so fantastic. If you haven't read them, you can find them online. He's a classic author, and his haunted house stories and haunted room stories are second to none. He's fantastic. I don't know. I'll see what else I can find. There's so much horror out there. I might abuse my Kindle Unlimited app a little bit. I abuse that subscription. I really do. But I'm primarily a romance reader, so okay. We'll try that again. Oh, it's me. Okay. I was moving the camera, and I didn't really realize how. The lights in here tend to go off and on by themselves, and the front door tends to open by itself sometimes. So I was a little shook for a second, but it turns out it's just me. I have my notepad in front of me with the co-hosts. Now, I'll list them off here in just a minute. And my train of thought has absolutely derailed. It's awful. It's a very pretty day, and you'll have to forgive my my ruddy complexion. There's a metric ton of pollen outside, and I'm hiding in the house like a gremlin with my semi-warm coffee and my Halloween mug. I asked my mother yesterday if she thought it was too early to decorate for Halloween. She laughed. I think my father looked on in horror, but I was dead serious. 'Cause it's starting to get hot here. I'm not made for hot. I don't like hot. Nope. Anyway, I digress. Back to Horror Mayhem. It's whatever you want to read. We're trying to stick to anything under 250 pages and trying to stick to horror. And just something from different decades. Pick something from the 1850s, something from the 1880s. You know, it doesn't have to be different eras. It doesn't have to be different millennia. Just try to space it out a little bit. But again, these are just suggestions. If you want to pick up the latest Stephen King novel and talk about it, do it. I think that's a great plan. If you feel like reading 250 pages of introductions for every single person who lives in a town. Oh, Stephen King. But yeah, if you want to pick up the latest Stephen King novel, do it. If you want to pick up a full-length Bentley Little book, do it. We just want you to read horror, basically. We want you to discover that there might be a genre of horror that you really like. Oh, I'm going to find it is absolutely 100% going to be outside of the guidelines, but I'm going to find a Darcy Coates book. I love Darcy Coates because she writes sort of like cozy horror. She writes a lot of haunted house stories, and I love them so very much. I really do. But they usually have some sort of a romance element, and they're usually really soft horror, and I like that. I like that a lot. I like my cozy stories, cozy romance, cozy mystery, cozy horror. Give me the cozy. But she also had, I think I'll do a video on Darcy Coates, because she has a little bit of something for everything. She has one book called, I think it's called Parasite. That's actually a sci-fi horror novel, and it's just an anthology of 4 short stories they got some pretty creepy stuff in there. And there's this one that she did. There's one she did called Hunted, where it's a group of people being hunted through the forest. It's really surprisingly good, considering it's different from most of what she does. So, like, she mostly does haunted houses and stuff like that. So I like the ones where she breaks away from her norm. But anyway, that's all I've got for this this video. It's time for Horror Mayhem. So dust off your horror books. Abuse your Kindle Unlimited subscription if you've got one. I hope you have one, because I love Kindle Unlimited. And get to reading some horror, and let us know about it. If you don't have a channel, comment on one of our videos. Tell us what you read. We want to know. Our co-hosts are there's Bad over at BadisRad. She's known as Bad, and it's rad to read books. I love her. There's Dave and Olive over at Blather. I'm a big fan, and along the same lines as Gareth, Gareth over at Book Songs and Other Magic. Dave and Olive and Gareth do a lot of not compilations, co videos. I don't know what the word is. I can't brain today. I have the dumb. I cannot remember the word. Somebody's going note for me. They do a lot of videos together. We've got Greg over at Another Bibliophile Reads. You've got Ian at BnB Books. Jim at Jim Reads Too Slow. Scott, we're one of Jim's first subscribers. Scott was so excited about that one thing he absolutely loved to do was find channels that were really small or were just starting out, and giving them any kind of boost we could possibly give them. And I'm going to try to keep up with that, because I really like doing that. It was one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite things about BookTube, is the community. Is building up this sort of found family we all have. There's MJ over at Reading This Life. It's Michael K Vaughn over at Michael K Vaughn. You can go watch him and Roger have very interesting one-sided conversations. It's glorious. There's Mindy over at Mindy's Book Journey. Been working with her for years. There's Nathan over at The Rambling Reviewer. Again, another guy that we were one of the first subscribers for. We talked to him a lot. There's Randy Ray, the Literate Texan. His page is the Literate Texan. He's the only one. I live in Appalachia, in the Appalachian Mountains. I might be the only one. I'm just saying. There's Paul over at Reader's Retreat. There's Chris, my favorite Aussie over at the Unlimited Reads. There's Ollie, also known as Criminolly. You all know who he is, seriously. And then there's Cliff over at Cliff's Dark Gems. I actually subscribed to him today. We weren't subscribed to him. I don't know why. But anyway, whatever the case, he's officially on our list of subscribers, which means he'll probably be on the Christmas card list, which I'll stick to this year. I wasn't in any frame of mind to do it last year. So this year's Horror Mayhem is in honor and it's in memory of Scott. And there's something I would like to ask. When we're doing these videos, if there's anything, any stories you have about a video you watched of Scott, about a book he inspired you to read, I'd love to know. I would really love to know. One thing that's really helped me get back on my feet in the last year. One thing that's really helped me get back to, not to normal, but get back up and running in the last year is hearing stories about him. A lot of people loved Scott. I don't think he realized how many people really cared about him. When he was in the hospital, I was constantly telling him stories about the people that were sending him well wishes and about the goings on BookTube. And his eyes always lit up when I would tell him about those things. So yeah, any stories any stories about things he's made you read, or things he's made you think, or anything like that, I would love to hear. But that's it for today. This is my April 15th Horror Mayhem get ready to go video. I hope to see you all there. I hope to see all of you reading your favorite horror authors, or even some new horror, which would be fantastic. Because we really love when people pick up new to them authors. So that's it, I guess. Your books are calling. Go read.